Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission.
You haven't found it?
No, I haven't found it yet.
Look, Chris!
It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
Joseph!
No! Don't go! Kill! Run for that house!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Well, hello and welcome. Welcome back to another episode. I've gathered by now you probably know what I've built in Minecraft, and you would be correct. This is Resident Evil's mansion. I believe it's called the Shepherd's Mansion, or, Shepherd Mansion from the guy who owns it. Anyway, this is what I've been working on. Well, I'm not really all that good of a level designer, but I did the best I could. And most of this is from memory, and some of it is from map layouts online of the Resident Evil games. But I tried to be pretty true to what the mansion is, and I looked at maps to make sure I was on the right path. So anyway, let's get started with the tour. As you can see, the door layouts are the same. The stair layouts and everything's pretty much the same. So let's go through here, because the first thing you do in Resident Evil is go through the dining hall. Yes, very impressive. I can tell you are impressed. The table is, quite frankly, a masterpiece. And these chairs, I don't think you could do better if you owned a mansion in real life. Here is the fireplace. I didn't have any room to put some sort of emblem here. I guess I could have made this whole hall one wider and then put something in a middle block there. And then I would have had space to put some torches on the middle there, like it does actually have in the game. They have candles, so boo. But as you'll see here, I have torches inside the fireplace. Now, what happened there is I used to have netherrack, but apparently if you set fire to netherrack in there, it looks perfect, by the way. It looks great. And even though it's surrounded by stone, this whole place did catch fire. And there was a terrible fire during the build. And there's no remnants of it now. About 17 people injured. But it's all fixed now, and I had to put torches in there because I didn't really feel like there was a good alternative other than torches. So anyway, you come into here, and yeah, it's beautiful. All right, and this is the spot where you would see Kenneth being eaten by a zombie, and this would be your introduction to the zombies. He'd be eating, and he'd eat his head, and it'd fall off, and then he'd chase you down here, where Barry would kill him with his python.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it!
His giant magnum, and then you would go on through here. See, it's hard to, if you haven't played it in a while, and I think it's been a while since you've played, this should be a bird cage. But but it didn't really. I could have put like a chicken in here, you know, made some sort of thing, but then it would have been just too big for how wide I wanted the hallway and how much room this would take. So I just put an anvil there. And actually there would be like a dead body here and some chains in the wall, but you know, this is mostly a functioning Minecraft house. Yeah, that's right. So you go up the stairs, and this is where you would have the first dead zombie that you'd see here. And it's one of the first ones that will wake up on its second breath and be just absolutely brutal. And if you go through here, you'll see I have a knight, which is just an armor stand, and it would have something written on the shield if this were actually Resident Evil. And this one would actually have a really big death shield, and over here are some spaces where walls would move in if you picked up a key right here, and this guy would be preventing you from going in here. He'd slide up. So I guess really I needed to make this hallway 1 wide, but I didn't think about that until after I was pretty much done. And then I said, fuck it, because now everything else is going to be ruined if I change it. So, on to this room, where if you had gotten far enough, you would go through these series of rooms, where you would go upstairs into the attic and fight the snake. Now, the attic isn't laid out exactly like it is, and it actually has nothing in it. But you can see the beautiful majesty around. You know, I don't think Raccoon City had any sort of desert near it, but I don't really know. All I know is that it was a mansion in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. So we'll slowly go down there. Back in this room, moving on, where you would have the zombie laying down here. You go down this hallway, and there would be a mirror there, and a mirror there, and in here is, if you gotten far enough, is the stairs downstairs to where there's a safe room, and over here is a path outside, and here is the upstairs part of the dining hall. But I'm skipping ahead. Here would be another mirror, and this is a hall of candles, and there is a chest statue here with an arrow through it. And the best I could do is an armor stand with just the chest piece. And that's a banner blowing. They're all banners, but it shouldn't be blowing. It's my mirror. But all of this is pretty accurate for the most part. It really wasn't sure what this room was, and I was kind of getting tired of this shit. So this room isn't really detailed. It's one of the last rooms I made. But here is the upstairs part. This is the statue you push down, and you get the blue jewel out of. This is the balcony. And this is over here, which you come in through here, and you're able to go down these stairs. Had a couple of herbs right here. Oh, look at that. Zombie. Perfect. Perfect for the atmosphere. And if you go around here, there's a chest that contains some ammo. And it leads to the main area. Oh, and the sun's coming up. It's ruining this whole thing. Anyway, the upstairs portion. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. You open up this, and it goes outside. And you can see through the windows, and you come over here, and there is a chest, as there is in the game. I know it seems kind of weird that you'd have all of this out here, but trust me, it is there in the game. Over here, and this one's laid out quite a bit differently, just because I had a lot of space constraints for how I built this place. But this is basically, since this is a functional Minecraft house, this is my room. Of course, I got the Karate Men on the wall. It's basically NES Karate Kid or Kung Fu. Either one. I think Kung Fu was the better game. Anyway, my hall of ovens, or my row of ovens, and my potion stand, and my bed, and random other stuff. But in keeping with the whole Resident Evil theme, this is the room where you had all of the knights and you had to solve a puzzle by pushing them back into their spaces. But as you see, I do have space constraints. And over here is just a nice little nook. You know, get a good view of what's outside and the beauty and splendor of Raccoon City. And then you come over here, and here's the stairs down, and here is that part where there would be, like, this would usually be recessed a little more. But due to some design issues I had, that it just way too much work. I couldn't make this a nook, so I had to pretty much put it in here, and I had to make this room very small. But this is a save room in the game. I can tell you're impressed. I don't want to go through this way. What I want to do is go through the proper way, because I think you will recognize it if we go through the proper way, not through this stupid way that I'm taking you. Because I should have just done the whole tour how you do it through the game, but I didn't do that. So we're back in the main hall. You notice I also have stairs leading down here to a dungeon. And there are zombies everywhere. I think that is a detriment to me making some small gaps when I planned out rooms, and so there's enough room for zombies and bullshit to spawn, but I can't get to them. So it actually adds to the atmosphere of the game, and I'm proud of it. This is a mining area. This is one of the areas you would use to mine. It normally goes downstairs into the labs, the underground labs, where they did these experiments and shit. But now it goes down to a mine. And speaking of mines, if you go out the back, which would normally be, you come out here, there's a few zombies, and this leads down to a dungeon where you have to solve a puzzle with 4 masks. Now, since this is a functional Minecraft area, it actually goes to another mine. It is well lit. It's a well lit mine, and it's well lit for a while. But this is basically served to be, you know, like an extravagant example of a Minecraft house. Far too extravagant for what you and I would normally do. But since it does have a beautiful form, and ignore design inconsistencies, please. You know, we would never build something like this on a normal basis. Anyway, moving on with the tour. You can probably hear Gordon going nuts right now. I have no idea what's going on outside. Right here, it was just a simple room. I think this is the mirror room, and it opens up later. But I made this a save room with all the essentials I need. So I can just run right in the door and not really worry about, you know, having to go all the way upstairs. Unless I needed my array of furnaces. You come in here, and I made the statue a little big. I could have just done it the same way I did in the dining hall. But this is the statue. It's the woman gathering water, and she has a map fragment and a jug she's carrying. It couldn't be quite that detailed, of course. But here we have the room, which is surrounded by like a red curtain. You go in here, you turn the corner, and I think you may have turned another corner in the real map, but fuck you, because I did a lot of work already, and I'm tired. Look in here, there's an iron sword. Now what is that supposed to represent? That represents the dagger. Your first defensive dagger you would get in the game. And you turn around here, and the camera would stay, you'd cross it, and then boom, you'd walk back into shot, camera right there, and a fucking zombie would be right here. And you'd be like, oh my god, what do I do? And you would take... This fucker's just not... He doesn't know. It's peaceful, it doesn't matter. You would take that and stab him in the fucking head, is what you'd do. And then you'd run, because, you know, it's not a one-hit kill. But, you know, it is a defensive thing. And then you would block this with some sort of armoire or dresser drawer. And then we move on to this room, or this hallway. In the game, it had some decorative antique display cases for china and stuff like that, and as you'd walk down, dogs would burst through the windows. This is your first encounter with dogs on the inside of the house, and you'd run like fucking shit, close the door behind you, breathe a sigh of relief. You come over here, there's a familiar set of hallways, if you remember the game, but this door would normally be locked. You can find a key. It goes around the house, and it has a chest, which you can actually see inside the house with the design of the map. This is where I started getting a lot more detailed about the layout. I say that, and I'm pretty sure I have some design inconsistencies. Anyway, the first door to the left is a bathroom, and this is where you would have a tub, and you drain the tub, and a zombie would come out of it and scare the shit out of you. So why do you go in here? I believe you get either some ammo or some herbs or something, and that's a mirror, you know, because I couldn't do a white banner and expect you to believe that was a mirror. The blue one actually looks like a mirror. All right, so we close and we go down this hallway, and this is actually pretty accurate. Actually, there is these would be windows if I didn't have a room directly behind. And then a camera, in order to see down this hallway, the camera angle would be going through the window to make it look creepy. Now, if you go in here, this should be three wide or 3 deep or whatever, and the ceiling would have holes in it, but this room would be all white and very decorative. And the reason for that is because you come in this room, and there would be a gun, I believe it's the shotgun, the first time you get the shotgun, hanging over here. And if you take it and you close the door, this door would lock and the ceiling would drop with spikes. And what you'd have to do is you'd have to put this back, and you'd have to go find a rusted rifle. And then when you come back here, you will take the shotgun, and then you'll put the rifle up there so the clips go down and disarm this room, and you'd be able to move on with a shotgun and leaving the useless rusted gun behind. Anyway, you go through here, which is a double door, and this is the part where you met that zombie in the room, and this nuke wasn't big enough for me to actually... I didn't have enough room to actually put this nuke in, and this is the save room. So this is basically my Resident Evil house. I believe I've shown you every room, and I know you've just been floored at the quality, and you've been floored at my detailedness and my presentation skills, and the music box, you know, would normally be a piano. I could have taken some time to make a piano, but you know what, fuck your admiration. And this room also did something else, but I just made it a test room. And then you have the elevator, which goes down, and I haven't finished that yet. And then you have downstairs to the kitchen, which there are a few zombies down there, which is also not finished. But I wanted to show this off, and really I lost steam doing this because it was detailed work, and then I realized if I really wanted to make it perfect, I'd have to deconstruct a large part of the house. I believe this room, though, is pretty flawless as far as its layout goes. I believe I did really well with it. It's just the dining room I really wanted to extend, and that's just a pain in the ass to move it and extend it once. Oh, Jesus, I haven't shown you every part. There's one more part that I have to show you. And when you finally unlock this one, right there, you'll go downstairs. This is normally it would be, the stairs would be right here, right down here, and there would be a hallway section leading around here, and there'd be a zombie right here. And you couldn't get to the stairs from this side. You had to go all the way around the stairs and then down here. But this does lead into that hallway with the crazy zombie and the chest piece with the arrow in it. But you go down here, and it is blue carpet. This is a save room with a chest and all that stuff. You go down here, and this is a room that you solve a puzzle and you get something. And all the way down here is where you have a fountain. And there's a plant in there, and what you do is you put plant poison in the pump right here if I bother to make a pump. And then it would pump poison, killing the plant. It would dry up. You'd be able to get something up here, whether it's a key or some other bullshit. But anyway, this was my Resident Evil house. And I can tell already that you are terribly impressed. Terribly impressed. Where do I go? Okay. But knowing you, and you knowing that I know you, and knowing that I know that you know that I know you, you're going to be really impressed with this. So, this is the mansion. This is the outside of the mansion. Very beautiful. You look around, you see the picturesque mountains and everything. But what if you needed to go to town? What if you needed emergency provisions? Well, luckily for the owner of the Shepherd Mansion, there is a path down here. And what is this? It is a tram to Raccoon City. Let's ride. How do I... control. This was a village that was here on the seed, and I decided there was no trees here before, and I made the mansion over there, and actually I had to do quite a bit of groundwork. But this village was here, and what's this? What is this house that's out of place? Right here. What is this? It looks like a shitty recreation of my house, and that's exactly what it is. It's a very shitty recreation of my house. So you come up, my beautiful wood deck. You come in here. Here is the living room. And I feel like I made this one too tall. Like normally, I think, yeah, it would definitely be too tall. And I probably will make this. This wouldn't be that hard to redo, but still, it's a little heartbreaking that I'd have to redo quite a bit. But this is the couches, the games holder and controller holder, and you know, my chair and the TV and the fireplace and some random art that I have. You go upstairs to the kitchen, and here's there was a wall here, but it's kind of hard to do a wall, like a small wall. Anyway, this is the desk. You know, nice kitchen table, my counter, sink, dishwasher, oven, and fridge. They're all functional. And I want you to guess how I made these. They're made of furnaces. Fuck you, because I don't have anything else, and I don't really have anything else that I need to be functional. I could have put a table there, a wood working table. Anyway, I don't have a bathroom here because then my bedroom would be shitty and small. And I didn't put any closets in because fuck you. That's stupid. But this is my bedroom. And this is my office. And this is April's room right here. And this is my table at the end of the hallway. And my PS3 art is right here. And if you come out here, you'll notice I have a deck that does go down. And stairs that go down, and my yard with my patio, and air conditioner, and then the piece de resistance is the newly finished basement, and brown tile, and this time it does have a bathroom, thank you, but it does not have, you know, HVAC or anything in here. So yeah, I'm a fancy motherfucker. And even have the sub basement goes down. You got some shelving areas down here, and it looks very good. And I guess it's really not last but not least, but this is my garage door, my garage. It's pretty good. Got my tool chest and my black shelves and my workbench and my garage door openers. These do not open. I know it looks so good that it looks like these will open. They do not actually function, Drew. And I know you're like, ooh, what about redstone and pistons? Fuck you. All right, that's a lot of work, and I don't have time for that shit. So there you have it. This is a small, and I would give it like a 65% if I were a teacher on the work that I've done there. It was mostly just because I wanted to have more things to look at. And here's the helicopter crash in all of its glory. Yes, another rack. I know, but it looks like a burnt bit that's just oil soaked or whatever. And it did used to be smaller, but then I wanted it to be on fire, so I had to make it big enough to encompass another rack. And that's another rack in the ground, and you know, it's supposed to be, oh, there's the blades down there and they're broken, and you can get inside the helicopter and see your dead comrade, but he's not really there because he hates you. Anyway, that is the mansion. This is the mansion. Oh, if you want to know a dirty secret, the ground here, I had to reconstruct a lot of the ground because I didn't realize how stupid I had been in my location, so I've been reconstructing ground. Yeah. Ideally, there's a lot of space under here. As you can see, this is where the kitchen goes. That wasn't finished. I guess I can just consider that another entrance, but, you know, I really want to make this a full thing. And I've just ran out of steam on it. I'll probably work on this again and update you, but for right now, like, it leaves some things to be desired. And you might not have even known this unless I'd shown you, but I've even laid the groundwork for under here to be done. I've got under here I've got to do, and this is this. Hello, spider. This is the backyard. It's not really finished. And I still got some outside anomalies, and I'd really like to redo this right, and I might just have to do that. But for right now, this is my masterpiece that I devoted some time to, and well, I hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you on the flip side, sir, and until then, you know, just be super jealous of my work. All right, peace.